Hello everyone, odedex here, welcome to episode 112 of my simple Let's Play. So in the previous episode, I've started creating my crafting system, creating the molecular assembler chamber. And the first project I was working towards is actually creating overclockers. Get the recipe, get the system done to automatically create overclockers. And in case you've missed my previous episode, I've so far created the following automatic recipes, so any one of those recipes can be crafted automatically if needed by the system. And most notably, I got myself cans here, and I also got myself water cans here using that small deployer and timer system and the ME interface right here. So the next step in the line would be to basically create the overclocker itself. So let's start by creating the 10K coolant cell recipe. So it will require the water container, some sort of water container, and surrounded by 4 tin ingots. So let's get tin ingots, and let's get a water can, so I can print the recipe. And I also would like to get a blank pattern, so I can obviously paste that on something. So let's create a recipe. It will take 1 water can and 4 tin, and encode it using the black pattern on the take coolant cell. By the way, in case you've missed the previous episode and you have no clue what I'm doing here, I think it would be a better idea just to go ahead and watch it, because yeah, I'm not actually going to explain everything again about how encoding works. So I got myself my 10K coolant cell, and to complete the overclocker upgrade, there are 2 items here that I'm gonna need, which are the copper cable and electronic circuit, and both of them are quite complicated industrial craft recipes. Now, in theory, I could automate both of them here, but since I've got myself a system in a different place doing that, specifically my HV Solar Factory, I think I'd like to use that. So what I'm going to do is actually very simple. I thought about it while off recording, and I thought it would be a nice idea to get. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my black chest, the network that I've used previously for my track creations, but not any longer because it's not needed anymore. And what I'm going to do is simply move things around. Now, I am going to use red power again, similarly to what I was doing previously. So I'm going to need 2 regulators for this, and I think I want some tubes, and let's actually also get some covers in case I'm going to separate the tubes. And overall, that pretty much should be it. Let's get to that age, see what's what, and we can see what's going on. For some reason I have this carrot on me, which annoys me. Okay, so I have the crafting system for cables right here, and the crafting system for electronic circuits right here. I'm already pulling from both of them, so that system is already in place. There is no need to change that too much, and I could actually use that very conveniently. So let's say I move this 2 blocks away from here. I'm going to place the new ender chest right here, just like this, and 2 regulators. One will be here, and one will be here. Okay, this is facing the wrong way. Like this. So now it should have some inner stuff. Okay, so this regulator is connected to the cables network, to the cables red power network. So what I'm going to do is get a stack of copper cable. Actually, get 2 stacks of copper cable, and tell that regulator to keep regulated in that ender chest inventory a stack of copper cable, and have an inner inventory available for 1 copper cable. So there is this inner available buffer of 1 copper cable, and go for this mode. Okay, so because I don't want it to wait to have a full stack, just the moment it can fill up for the required amount, just fill it up. And for this thing, this regulator, which is connected to the electronic circuits, get again 2 stacks, steal them away quickly, and do the same exact thing. So I just want to make sure, for some reason it's not pulling anything, and I don't really like that. Why is that? Why is this thing not moving? If I do this, what happens? Oh, it's rotated the wrong way. There we go. Okay, so now both of those regulators, each of them doing the separate thing, and I specifically placed them on two different tubing networks and not the same network using one regulator, because I had the problem before previously with filters where when you use the same network and you happen to have some bounce back, then you start having some unwanted issues. So doing this on two separate regulators make sure that this thing doesn't happen. So the end result eventually is relying on this system, which in theory always has copper cables and electronic circuits. I'm relying on that system right here to supply me always with a stack of electronic circuits and a stack of copper cable. So that's the first step. The second step would be to integrate that chest into the network. And the way I'm going to do that is use a bus that I haven't used before, which is the ME storage bus. And I'm actually right off the bat going to make the recipe automatic in the system, so that will be a little bit nicer. So I'm going to need one of those, some cables, and some iron. Okay, so let's already just off the bat create the recipe so I can craft more of it in the future. The ME storage bus. That's basically a type of connection, just like the import bus or the export bus, which interfaces with an inventory. So let's craft one. I'm just going to need one to begin with. Okay. And let's store the rest of everything. There we go. So simply connect it somewhere. I'm just going to connect it, let's say, it really doesn't matter too much. Let's connect it right over here. So place the chest and connect the bus. Now I'm going to tell that bus what to expect to interact with the inventory. This is how the bus works. You basically tell that you can connect that bus to a barrel, a chest, any type of inventory pretty much. I think maybe not every type, but most types of conventional inventories you may expect, you can connect it to. Then you can tell that what type of items it can store in, and also what type of items it can extract from. So, and also it acts as a filter, because as you can see right now, it just inputted some cobblestone, and cobblestone doesn't fit here. So what I'm going to do is actually pull a stack of cable, a stack of electronic circuits. Now those are ghost items. And now it will know how to interact with that inventory, both to pull items from and place item into. Now, obviously, copper cables and electronic circuits are not crafted anywhere else except for that edge. So there is no any chance for that chest to overload or something. But now I can interact with that chest and pull electronic circuits out and from. So let's take one, and let's take also one copper cable. I'm gonna need 3 coolant cells, so craft 3 of those. Actually, I just needed 1 for the ghost items. But yeah, now let's paste the recipe. So 3 of those, electronic circuit, not 64, just 1, and 2 copper cables give me the overclocker upgrade. Paste the recipe, learn it, and now, hopefully, if everything works correct, I can try and craft 8 of those new overclocker upgrades. So I can finally upgrade my latest electric furnace, and you can see it running. Basically, in terms of speed, whatever is limiting it is my my deployer, which only ticks every 1 second. That's pretty much what's limiting the speed of it right now. So this is why it's working relatively slowly. However, considering the fact that I no longer have to deal with, managing those, crafting those annoying coolant cells, and because they don't stack and everything, and I really hate doing that, that now is taken care of and should no longer be a problem. Awesome. Okay, so since I'm now full on two 64K storage data disks, even though I'm relatively low on quartz, I think the next logical step will be to start automating crafting of those data disks. So let's do that. So let's get the recipe up and running in front of my face. Okay, so let's start with creating the recipe for an 1K storage, which will require glass, redstone, and iron ore taken care of, basically only taking care of the storage cell. Did I happen to create this recipe already? No, I guess not. Okay, so let's do that. So the storage cell, this small one storage cell, is created like this: an ME basic processor, 4 quartz crystals, and 4 redstone. So this thing, quartz and redstone. Let's keep some quartz in the system, so like this. So let's make the recipe. So this in the middle, 4 quartz crystals and 4 redstone. Let's encode the pattern and let it do its job. Let's go for the next step. So for the 4K, actually let's also make the recipe, so which would require one of those things, some glass and iron as well. So let's get some glass, let's get some iron. Whoops. And I'm obviously going to need one of those things that I just created a recipe for, so begin one of those. Quickly crafts one, and I got it. And let's create a recipe. So this, what was the recipe again? Not good with recipes. There we go. So 3 iron ingots, 3 redstone, and 2 glass gives me the 1K storage. However, I'm not gonna stop here. I'm gonna go higher. At least just the recipes, I'd like to get all of them just at least to begin with. So let's go for the next step, the 4K storage, which is pretty much exactly the same, just requires 3 of those guys, and basically pretty much the same, just 3 of those guys instead of quartz. So let's get just one, and I'm also gonna need one of those. Actually, I have it on me. Actually, I have everything on me. Why am I doing this? So the recipe would look like 3 of those, glass, redstone, okay. Glass. Oh wait. Glass in the middle. Glass, 3 of those, redstone, and this thing gives me the storage segment, which is basically the 4K recipe. And let's go for the actual 4K data disk. You know what, you guys, I think it's actually a little bit boring, so I'm gonna do this off screen. I'm gonna complete doing this off screen and I'll be right back. Okay, so actually the 16K storage requires ME advanced processor, so I'd like to do this on screen because again it's a recipe similar to the encoded assembler pattern. This one is just the advanced processor, or the pattern. This is the not yet crafted thingy. So let's do that. So let's get, let's see, I'm gonna need some quartz cutting knife, diamond, and silicon. So get one of those cutting knives, silicon, and a piece of diamond. Let's quickly craft one, just so I have some reference. Okay. Let's first teach my ME interface the recipe that if you place one of those, you get back one of these. Okay. And put it in. And let's create the actual recipe for one of these, which is redstone, diamond, and silicon. So this, and this gives you this. Nice. So this is taken care of. And now we can go for the next step, which is the 16K. So yeah, I'm gonna do this quickly off screen. Okay, so now I got stuck with, in midway to creating the actual 16K, I got stuck by not having enough quartz to continue. I'm stuck with basically one small one and two middle one in order to get a medium large one, and I don't really like that because I can fix this. Because between quartz and quartz dust, there is a relationship. One can be four of those can be compressed in one of those, and one of those can be macerated into one of those. So why not implement that recipe into my network? So let's do that. Let's get, I'm going to need one dust. I am going also to need a macerator and a compressor, which I have neither of, so that will require me to create some. I'm still gonna create those actually manually for the time being, but yeah, I'm gonna quickly create them and I'll be right back. Okay, so quickly made a macerator and a compressor. Now I did ask my system in the meantime to also create 20 overclock upgrades, so it did. And I also asked it to make a bunch of smoothstone, but because I did initially set this to be, instead of a stack mode, to be single items, this is happening. So I'm gonna change that to stack mode. We'll see how that turns out. I hope it won't have any issues with the way the recipes work and any interference caused, but we'll see how that turns out to be. So let's do this. So I'm gonna clear a room for 2 additional machines. Let's do this. Okay, so let's set them up in the world. So the macerator and the compressor. Let's give them the transformer upgrades. I have made, at some point, I made a ton of each, so I have a lot of spare. And give each one of them the overclocker upgrades. So 10 each. So for the time being, they're only knowing that they can. They only know that they can macerate quartz dust and compress. Macerate quartz crystals and compress quartz dust. But in the future, in theory, if I ever need anything else, I could use them for different things as well. So there is no problem there. I'm going to need 2 more import buses and 2 more ME interfaces. So I can just come here, ask for 1 and get 1 more crafted. And I'm gonna need an import. Did I make? Oh yeah, I did. So 2 of those. And let's get this thing that I asked for it to craft, or didn't I? Why is it not crafting? Something is not happy. Oh wait, I'm short on quartz. Yep, I'm short on quartz. Okay, so this is gonna have to quickly wait until this small process is completed. So place this here. Let's actually manually compress some dust so it can complete. I wonder what's the delay. Like if I ask for something to get done, how long can it wait before actually completing the process until the system will forget that I asked for it? This is something that actually a little bit interesting, which I don't really know. Well, it clearly did not remember, because I still, yeah, those 6 that I've just placed are still there. Okay, now I have it. So let's have those here as well. I'm gonna need 2 relays. I should have spare somewhere. There we go. 2 relays. And let's connect them like this, here and here. 2 import buses, always running on stack mode. And let's teach the recipes. So this is the macerator, this is the compressor. So the recipe from quartz to crystal, from dust to crystal, it's 4 quartz dust into 1 crystal. So let's set the recipe like this. So I'm right clicking 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, into a quartz crystal in code. And let's teach that to my ME interface. Again, this is the compressor. So this is the compressing recipe. And for the maceration recipe, place one of those and right click 4 times here with dust and encode the pattern. So this is also taken care of. Nice. So now if I need any of those, for example, if I need silicon to be cooked or if I need something to be crafted with crystals and I'm out of that basic material, the system knows on its own how to interlace between them, how to take one and make the other or the other way around. So that problem is taken care of. By the way, here's just a fun fact. Currently my system is consuming 68 energy units per tick, which is approximately 34 or just half as EU per tick, industrial craft energy. So it's not that bad. That's pretty much almost two geothermals running at full time, and you can see that this is pretty much what's running because my nuclear reactors are turned off. This is what's running. There's this geothermal running constantly and this one flickering on and off. Alright, so since I'm again pretty much really low on quartz, I'm gonna have to wait until I get some more before I can continue doing any other thing. I am still trying to get the frugal bee, but it still doesn't seem to work. So what I'm going to do, I have a feeling that maybe it can only be bred in the nether. I really have a strong feeling that that's the problem. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and move these bees using some soul frames back to my nether breeding area. Still be there. I may still actually have some frames. Yeah, I still have some frame even. Let's try doing it here. See how that works out. And also, obviously, since I'm now in the nether, and this is a nether bee, I don't have to get involved with all those crazy alvearies and crazy fans and heaters and whatever. This is the natural environment, so they're just living here without any problems. Okay, news. My iron tank is full of liquid DNA. I genuinely did not expect that moment to ever happen. But this is actually kind of bad news because this is starting to get filled here, and when I don't want anything spilling it here. So I actually have an idea on what to do with this. It's actually something new, something very crafty, and something awesome. So since I'm waiting for either the bees to breed or to get some more quartz crystals, let's do that side project. It's gonna be fun. So in the latest update, which actually been relatively long time ago of Zycraft, there were added valves. Valves are a very interesting block in Zycraft, and every time that I do something with Zycraft, I really have to mention Soren, and specifically Soren, but I know it started as his mod, and then it changed to be like Chicken Bones as well, and I guess there are some other people there as well. They're doing an excellent job. Like, everything is really awesome in Zycraft, so it's really a nice thing. Okay, so let's start by creating a valve. I'm going to need any type of engineering block, iron bars, and a bucket. And the cheapest recipe requires this. Even though it creates 4, I'm not going to need 4. I'm going to need just 2. But yeah, there is no way around it. So let's create that. So let's get. For engineering bricks, actually forgot what you need. Okay, you need some sort of an advanced brick and light zycordite, any type of zycordite, and redstone. So redstone, I have most of blue zycordite because it's highest on the list. So let's take blue. Let's take some smooth stone, and I'm gonna need some iron as well for the bars. So let's make this type of brick. And let's create, I just need 4 for the recipe, so I'm going to create 4. I could automate the process of crafting those bricks in the applied energistics, but I'm not going to do that yet. Don't really see it as very much necessary. So this here, this, and this. Okay, so how valves work? Valves basically are a tank block they're a tank multi-block, and it's a very nice thing because the way it's defined is only by the valve itself. The valve will look for a closed container of any shape, any cube shape, like anything with 6 faces and edges, anything that looks like, I don't know, a chest, a geometrical chest, not sure how it's called. And we'll fill that in liquid. Now, if you want to go for small volumes, usually I think it's recommended to use either Railcraft or Buildcraft tanks, because the edge blocks are also considered as tank blocks. Like, they also are considered in the volume. If every liquid, I think every block, how many blocks in that structure? There are 3 by 3, 9 by 4, that's 36. I think, let's see, 5 by 36, yeah. Every block in the structure can contain 16 buckets of liquid, 16 volumes in terms of volume. However, when you use the Zycraft multi-blocks, the edges do not count, only the hollow blocks inside it count. And this is something to keep in mind. It's kind of the different rules in terms of balance or stuff like that. I think it's fine. But on the opposite, you can use any type of block that you like, and this is why I like it so much. So let's start setting it up. If I'm gonna have it storing liquid DNA, and liquid DNA is being used here, it would be very convenient if that valve block would be somewhere around, let's say the one for the liquid, the output, say, will be right about here, and in terms of input, I can go directly down from here. So this, looking this, I'm gonna fall down into water. But now this will be the input. Now, how to build the tank itself? Let's see. I'm gonna get some glass and build something huge. I'm gonna do this off screen because it's gonna require dealing a lot with water and making water go away, and this is gonna be an annoying process. Quickly gonna do this off screen, be right back. Okay, so it's not done yet, but I'm getting there. I've decided to go for something that looks like this. So the valve blocks, I think, have to be a part of a face. They cannot be a part of a corner, so I place them like this. The cobblestone over here roughly stands for the edges. This is not cobblestone because it's part of my Thumbcraft room, so I want to keep it as one. And I started building what would be the skeleton, hopefully. Now, in terms of all those water blocks, I'm actually gonna bet, and I'm gonna gamble here and really hope that I don't really have to break all of them. Or not break all of them, but make them go away, the water blocks, whether source or flowing, I don't know. And simply try and complete the thing with them still in here. If it will not work, and it probably won't, I think it won't, I'm gonna need to make sure, I'm gonna need to find a way to clear it all. It's gonna be a little bit annoying, but there is no really nice way to get away from that. So yeah, the idea here is simply to make this giant tank with 6 faces. Top part already done, now doing the one side and later other sides. Now, in terms of volume, I'm not sure exactly about numbers, but this will have more space than my current Railcraft tank. Just, you know, it will be larger, don't worry. The amount of space for liquid will be crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly complete that and then I'll be right back. Okay, so the tank is completed. It has 6 faces. All of them full. I just hope I didn't miss any spot. It's a really combination of either glass, cobblestone, sand, stone, iron, aluminum, any type of block, anything that is a block is pretty much in place here. But there's still, as you can see, obviously there is still water inside. So I'm gonna have a small test right here, see if that works, if it makes no problems. Just to make it work, you just need to have everything connected and right click on the valve block, but it clearly doesn't work. Yeah, there is a problem obviously, or no, actually it seems like, did I miss something here? No, well, I guess I'm gonna need to get rid of all the water source blocks here. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly do that instead and I'll be right back. Okay, so since getting rid of that much water, such a large amount of water, is taking a really long time, I'm gonna make this a little bit easier. Gonna get myself a pump, some conduits. They should be lying around here somewhere. I may have placed them here actually. Whoops. Yep, there they are. And get myself a void pipe and turn it into a waterproof void pipe. I'm gonna need some waterproofing to do that. And that will be a lot easier thing to do instead of just so far just been placing cobblestone and then removing that cobblestone, and it's been taking a really long time. And since I have energy available to me, not energy but buildcraft energy available so close, so nearby, there's no reason not to do that. So let's place it like this. A void pipe, a pump, and just connect it to the existing network. And relatively quickly should start getting rid of all the water here. If indeed I did seal off all the faces and nothing is connected where it shouldn't be, that will also be a good check to make sure that everything is indeed sealed off and it's not accidentally connected someplace it shouldn't be connected. Because if the water inside here are connected to the water in the entire ocean, it's gonna start pulling from far away. So that's a good test actually. But yeah, you can see water is coming out and this void pipe directly just makes them go away. Okay, you can see the water starting to drain. So there's starting to be some flowing blocks instead of source blocks. So I'm also gonna, in the meantime, get rid of all this excess cobblestone that I still have lying around. And hopefully in no time this will be an empty tank. Okay, so in the meantime we can take a quick look at the bees here, see what's going on. Oh, yeah, Sinister and Modest can give you Findish. Forgot about that, but I think also Findish can also be a result for Modest. So let's do that actually. Let's try combining. I did get one Findish drone, no, one Findish princess, and ooh, everything is weird. Anyway, I've been in the meantime also doing this. So let's take one Sinister princess and get two Modest drones. And let it do its job again, see how that turns out. Those are not what I'm looking for, those are. Okay. Yeah, I just saw it be there. It's already starting to spill out. So let's have one of those here and one of those here. See how that ends up. 34 stacks so far, not bad. Oh, those guys sting as well. Don't like that. Yeah, I'm starting to get some bee spillage in here. This is the first one, and there will be more. Yeah, this is gonna need to get emptied soon. Okay, so I decided to do some research while waiting for this to finish, and I found out that apparently soft materials such as dirt, sand, and gravel, and I guess some other things. I guess most things that you can break easily with a shovel cannot make any part of the tank. So I'm gonna have to break those. Maybe they could have been what was the problem. I will never probably ever know, but I'm gonna replace them all with glass or something, just to make sure. Okay, so while waiting for the pump to finish, I also decided to overhaul completely all the walls, all the faces, so except for those 9 blocks, which are part of my Thumbcraft room, everything here, all the faces are made out of glass. So I can break off this pump, and break this away, break this, set up the last piece of glass, can fix this, because it doesn't make any sense here anymore, and hopefully this is now a tank. Nope, it's not a tank. And why is it not a tank? Oh, it's not a tank because this is empty. Is it now a tank? Come on, don't tell me weird things. Let me find out what's the problem. Okay, I have no clue what's wrong. the only thing I can really think of is probably because maybe the face is not homogenic, so, and it composes with both glass and some other blocks. So let's try replacing. Oh wait, what? Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, let's try replacing all those curved blocks with glass instead. Maybe it cannot be a mix of things, so maybe it is asking a little bit too much. So let's try replacing all of those blocks. So cobblestone goes here. I really like to complete this before ending the episode. I know I've been running really long here, but I just would like to complete it, so it's not a half-done project. Did I go for too large of a tongue? I really don't think I have. It doesn't seem like I missed any spot. Okay, this face seems to be full, this face seems to be full. So is this. Everything here seems to be completed. Let's just get out of here. And try again. Right click. Nope, nothing. This is interesting. Did I go for too large? I really don't think I did. Okay, I'm going to try and figure out what's the problem. So yeah, I'm gonna probably do this off screen. Really unfortunate, I really didn't want to do this. Oh wait, maybe is it because I have some issues with the world loading? Some machines not working properly and stuff like that? Let's try and give that a try. Usually moving between the ages fixed that. Let's see if that was the problem. Okay, so things seems to be connected properly now. And if I right click, nope, nothing happens. Okay, so this is something that unfortunately you're gonna have to wait. And I'm gonna probably try and fix this off screen. And until then, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.